These are 3 easy stretches for low back pain and tightness. If you're experiencing tightness, tension, or pain in your lower back or posterior hips, these stretches can help to alleviate that. They're simple, they're effective, and I hope they help you to feel better. Now, it's important to mention that not all low back pain comes from the same source, and therefore it can't all be treated exactly the same way. These stretches are great for about 90% of low back pain out there. But if you try these out, and if anything you do causes an increase in your pain, please stop it immediately and go consult your local healthcare provider. Stretch number 1 is a lumbar rotation stretch. What you're going to do is lay down on your back with both of your knees bent. Now, very simple, you're going to keep your knees together, and I'm going to drop both my knees over here to the left while I try to keep my shoulders down flat to the ground. You're going to take them just as low as you can comfortably until you feel a good stretch up through the right side of your lower back and into your right hip area, the right back side of your hip. Take it until it's just a comfortable stretch, and then we're going to hold that for approximately 20 seconds. At which time we're then going to come back to neutral and then do the same thing to the opposite side. So now both of my knees are traveling over here to the right until I get a good stretch up through the left side of my lower back and into the left back part of my hip right here. Hold that for 20 seconds, and we're going to repeat that 3 times. Now, some people, if you don't feel quite the stretch you think you need with that one, you can do the more advanced version as follows. You're going to kick one leg out straight. So right now I've got my left leg out straight with my right leg bent. With my left hand, I'm going to grab the outside of my right knee, and then I'm going to use that to pull over towards you, over towards the left, until I get, again, a little bit more aggressive stretch up through the back part of my hip and up into my lower back. And then the same numbers apply. I would hold that for 20 seconds, and then I would repeat it over here on my left side by pulling to the right. Repeat that for 20 seconds, and then repeat that 3 times. Stretch number 2 is for one of your deep hip rotator muscles. It's called your piriformis. It gets tight in like 9 out of 10 of low back pain cases that I see. Let me show you how to stretch it out. Same position as the first stretch, on your back with both knees bent. Now what we're going to do, I'm going to cross my left leg over my right knee, and I'm going to stretch the back of this left hip out. With my hands, I'm going to grab right down through here, right around the back of my right knee, and then just pull that knee up towards my shoulder. So my focus here is I'm pulling my right knee towards my right shoulder, but the further that I move that up, the bigger stretch I feel down here, the more rotation I introduce into this left hip to stretch that left side. So you should feel that deep in your left glute if you're performing it correctly. You would hold that for 20 seconds, and then I would repeat that over here on the right side. So now my right leg over my left knee is what I'm going to pull up towards my left shoulder. Hold that for 20 seconds in a comfortable position as it's stretching out that right back of my hip. 3 times, 20 seconds on each side. Now, if pain or range of motion limitations limit your ability to perform that stretch, there is an alternate version. What you would do is lay down on your back. I'm going to straighten out my right leg. Now with my left leg, what I'm going to do is hug right here around my knee and pull my left knee up into my right shoulder. So it's kind of this oblique angle. It still introduces a little bit of a stretch and a little bit of a pull down here. It's a little easier to get into, not quite as effective, but better than nothing. Your numbers on this would be the same, 3 times 20 seconds on each side. Finally, let's introduce some flexion and extension motion into your lower back. My personal favorite way to do this is with what we call a cat-cow or a cat-camel. You're going to get down onto all 4s. My hands are below my shoulders, my knees are below my hips. And then to get into the angry cat portion of this, what I want you to do is arch your back up towards the ceiling. So my back arches towards the ceiling, my hips kind of roll to the back, tuck under myself to introduce more flexion through this lower back part. Finally, I want you to tuck your chin down into your chest. So basically what we're trying to do is create as much of an arch through your back as we can. You would hold that for about 5 seconds, and then you would get into the cow or the camel portion of this, and we're just going to go the other way. We're going to work on extending through our back. So now my hips come forward, my back drops down towards the floor or the table here, and then my head looks up. And so now we're just extending through each part of our back You'd hold that for about 5 seconds, and then we're gonna go back into the angry cat part of this. 1, 2, 3, 5, and then back into the other one for right here. 1, 3, 4, 5. And then I typically recommend people repeat that one about 20 to 30 times. If you're wondering how often you should be doing these exercises, once a day is good, but I typically recommend 2 to 3 times a day for better results even faster. Of course, as your back starts to feel better, I always like to supplement stretching with core strengthening exercises. If you want some exercises to help you to do that, check out this video right here. Will help to strengthen your core. For some reason, YouTube thinks you might like this video right down here. Be sure to check that one out. If you haven't subscribed to Tone and Tighten yet, hit the circle button right here to do that. I'd love to see you back here for more videos. Until next time, we'll see you again soon.